All right, let's take Mark in Virginia.
Okay.
Mark is calling in. He says his mom has anti-vaxxers living with her, and he wants advice on how to help. Mark, welcome to the show. That's an intense topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my mom, my sister-in-law and her husband are living at my mom's, and my father-in-law died, 10 years ago, and they're still living there. So my father-in-law kind of got my mom to promise that they would take care of each other.
Okay.
So she's not willing to kick them out, but they are not vaccinated. Fortunately, she has her vaccine and her booster, so I don't know, maybe she's going to be all right, but she's also got heart problems, like AFib. So
she's vulnerable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a little afraid for her. I was planning on moving there. I got a job in that area, so I'm moving back.
Okay.
But then I also kind of I decided I wasn't willing to live there with them because they're anti-vax. So So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at, and I just wanted to see what your advice would be.
Yeah, that's really rough. Is this a conversation? I'm assuming that this is a conversation you've had with your sister and brother-in-law in the past. This is something you've brought up, and you haven't been able to get through to them.
Well, I haven't really talked to them all that much. My sister has spent some time trying to get through to them.
Okay.
And actually, I may have kind of burned my bridges on that because I decided not to move in, so.
Well, honestly, I don't know. So do they know why you decided not to move in?
Yeah.
Good.
They were kind of there.
Good.
They were kind of there when I said why. So,
Yeah.
She was there. My sister-in-law was there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm the wrong person to ask because I get pretty fucking confrontive about this. But I think that if somebody is damaging their relationship with you because of their choices, the damage is being done. So at least they can know why it's happening. They can disagree with you, but if you're less likely to want to spend time with them, then they should know why. If I didn't like somebody's spouse and so I hung out with them less and they said, "Hey, Eric, how come you don't come over anymore?" I'm not a huge fan of your spouse. We can hang out elsewhere, but that's just not where I'm comfortable or where I'm happy. If you're talking about something much more serious with, them being anti-vaxxers, hey, I take this more seriously than you do. Obviously, you don't care about it as much as I do, and that is something that's really important to me. And your choice to do this has ostracized you from a relationship with me. If you'd like to have that relationship with me, you know what to do. If you don't want to, that is your choice. But I am putting the ball in your court. You can decide to or not to. But this is a boundary. Unfortunately, it sounds like your mother probably wouldn't be willing to do that. But ultimately, I think the more they recognize that their choices are impacting the people around them, that's a good thing. Don't protect them from the fact that what they're doing is driving you away.
Yeah.
But then again, I might just be absolutely destroying and torching your relationship. So that's where I need to put a disclaimer on that I'm an asshole on the internet. I'm not a therapist. And doing this has not worked out for me in the past. Sometimes it has, but not every time. So you're really taking your own risk on this. In fact, you should probably listen to V.
I was thinking out loud. Wait a minute, maybe not.
That's what I do. But you do.
Here's what I would say, Mark, and this is something that a couple people have pointed out in the live chat as well. If the agreement was to take care of each other, and that's the reason your mom isn't kicking them out, then that should also be the reason that they get vaccinated, right? If they aren't being vaccinated and they're putting your mom at risk, they aren't taking care of her. So they aren't upholding their end of things. And that is something that you and your mom have every right to enforce. So you can say, hey, your agreement was to take care of each other. You are not doing that. So find a new place to live or do that, and then we will continue to take care of you and let you live here, right? There's a give and take there, and clearly they aren't upholding their end of things.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's a great point, which I don't think...
You don't think you're going to do it. Mark, I know that sound of voice. I totally get that, but I am so not going to do that.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. And Mark, this is not to put undue pressure on you or make you do something you don't want to. These kinds of conversations need to happen. And the fact that we prioritize, not you, in general, I do this too. We prioritize being comfortable over having those difficult, necessary conversations is harmful to people who can benefit from those difficult conversations. So I'm definitely not suggesting that this is going to be an easy conversation if this is something you want to weigh in on. If you don't want to, then that's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But if you do want to address this, it's not going to be easy. And there are going to be hurt feelings across the board. And the hope is that the family tie will be strong enough to withstand it. But again, that's not a guarantee either.
Yeah. I mean, but I kind of want to balance that out because I also don't want you to feel like this is something that is on your shoulders that you have to do either. It is not your other people doing those things is not your responsibility. You cannot own their choices. You cannot own the relationship they have with your mother. You cannot own the way that your mother talks to them. You can't own any of that. That's on them. And so if you decide to take any kind of action, it's because of you for yourself. But if you're needing to take ownership of the outcomes or any of that, you need to practice some self-compassion because that's not your responsibility. And more importantly, it's not within a sphere of influence that you have control over. And because of that, there's a helpless feeling that comes about that can be hurtful, when you want to see the world change, but you can't do anything about it. There's a sense of disempowerment, and it really sucks, and you don't deserve that either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for your advice. I really appreciate it. I'm afraid though that if they're going to get it and actually kill her, so it's tough to know what to do. But yeah.
Oh, I wish there were a more easy solution, but we're sending you hugs.
This is an ongoing ethical nightmare that is just permeating everybody's lives in some way or another right now. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. And we really do hope that your mom remains okay. But thank you for calling in. And I hope this helped at least to bounce ideas off of us.
Yeah, thanks.
Take care, Mark.
And I love your show.
Oh,
thank you. All right, bye.
I do too, actually. I like this show.
Yeah. It's okay. It's good.
We put a lot of work into it.
It's good.